Hello everyone, Josh First back again, bring you guys some more 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. And today I'm going to be showing you a few team builds that you can use for the upcoming final boss, King. That should be coming next week, I do believe. It'll be finally opening up on Chapter 6. You guys have probably saw that portal for quite some time. It'll finally be open on Season 1, and we'll be able to actually farm his costume, which looks absolutely amazing. I'll try to get an image of him in my thumbnail. If not, you guys can check that out. It'll be at the beginning banner of the game when you first load it up after the latest maintenance. Some things that you want to know real quick before we start building the teams is ultimate move gauge reduction skills are recommended. Final boss King gets stronger as his ultimate move gauge fills up. He is a speed attribute, which means he's blue. He's weak to green type units. He's immune to stun, petrify, and freeze, and he'll be a second wave. I believe there's a first wave with 3 units you have to take out first, and then you go to him on the second wave. There are 3 difficulty stages: hard, extreme, and hell. Hard is recommended CC of 100,000, extreme is 130,000, and hell is 150,000. So that'll be a stretch for a lot of free-to-plays, especially even if you play very hard. But with CC food, maybe evasion food, and some other food type of strats that you want to try to run, you might be able to still squeeze out just enough to be able to handle hell as well. I'll try to build some teams for you guys in this video to hopefully help some of you out, hopefully a lot of you out, but we'll see. And another thing to note on Hell mode is Final Boss King takes reduced damage from counters and ultimate moves, and that's on Hell mode. So Hell mode will be a little bit challenging. But again, it's to exchange for an exclusive Final Boss King costume, which again looks absolutely phenomenal. Alright, so with that said, let's go ahead here and build a few teams. So you'll notice here that we have Jericho. Jericho's obviously a really good DPS option for the stage, as is Green Meliodas. Let me go ahead and pull up my green units. So DPS wise, let's go through the categories here. DPS wise, you have Green Jericho, obviously. There is a sub-unit that can really help Green Jericho out in these particular stages. Matter of fact, there's 2 of them. You have Death Pierce. Death Pierce decreases all enemies' crit resistance and crit defense by 30%. So, Death Pierce running with Jericho would be very, very good. Did not mean to do that. Let's go ahead and swap that out. So, if you want to run Jericho, Death Pierce is a very, very good sub-slot unit for her. Now, another sub-slot unit you could use with a DPS like Jericho is our other boy here, Alioni, which is a rare. Increases HP, attribute, allies, attack-related stats by 10%. What that means is he's giving you 10% more attack, 10% more crit chance, crit damage, and pierce rate. So Jericho likes all 4 of those stats, and it helps with her as well. So you could run Alioni as a very free-to-play option, or if you guys got Death Pierce from the banner or from the Hawk Pass, he would be a great option as well to run that sub-slot for your Jericho to do more damage. Now, if you're looking for more sustainability characters, supporting cast basically, you're going to want obviously Red Gowther. Red Gowther is a do-it-all character. His ranking up of cards makes your life so much easier. It'll help with getting your better barriers for your Green Merlin. It'll help with getting higher attack cards for your Green Jericho, etc, etc. The dude is just a beast. And if you can somehow build him up well enough with defense and resistance, and he gets hit for a lot of patience, you can increase all of your allies' attack for up to 50% if he's not touched for 5 turns in a row. So he has a lot of value. Not to mention he can also remove attack cards, I believe on the first wave, but on the second wave I don't think that'll work. I can't remember what all King is actually immune to outside of the ones that we already listed. We'll have to wait until he actually drops and take a quick gander. But yeah, very good option there for the rank ups. Obviously with Gowther, he's one of the must-haves. I would say more optimal units to run. But if you don't have them, you can still run other green units. You can run like Gil Thunder, for example. If you're looking for a buffer, wherever our Gil Thunder is, he's floating around somewhere. There he is. So you could run Gil Thunder. Obviously his passive will not work here, but you can still run him for his buff. He still has a really strong ultimate skill that you can use. His AoE is kind of meh, but again, he's a good little utility to run if you don't have Gowther if you're looking for a little bit more damage output. Another very important unit to run, Green Merlin, obviously because she has ult gauge removal. And ult gauge removal is one of the most recommended and optimal things to run on final boss stage for King. So she is definitely going to be a must-have, and she's a coin shop unit. Matter of fact, this particular team right here is very, I don't want to say free-to-play friendly, but very reasonable. Because Jericho is in the coin shop, Merlin's in the coin shop, Gowther's in the coin shop, Alione's a rare. So getting these 4 particular units is a lot more reasonable than you might think. Now, again, there are still other options. Like I said, Gale Thunder is a potential option if you're looking for a buffer. I don't really recommend him over other units. He's kind of like a last resort unit, in my opinion. Another really strong unit to run, if you don't want to run Gowther, you can run Elaine with Merlin, or you can run Elaine with Gowther. Whatever combination that you have at your disposal. But let's go in and showcase Elaine a little bit. This is the one time where you're going to hear Josh first talk good things about Guardian Elaine. This is the actual stage where she will finally get to shine. And I'm sure somewhere out there, a little boy, okay, maybe a man, depends on his demeanor and what day it is, Bon is out there looking down and he's thinking, okay, Elaine, I love you. We finally get to show the world how special you really are. Okay, that was a really weird story, and that's all made up, completely made up. Anyway, so her skill 1 can go up to inflicts damage equals to 400% of attack on one enemy, decreases skill ranks, then depletes the ultimate move gauge by the number of skill rank decreases. So, very good. And then her skill 2 is inflicts damage equal to 210% of attack on one enemy, decreases skill ranks, then depletes the ultimate move gauge by the number of skill ranks decreases. And then on her rank 1, her bronze card, she just decreases skill rank. So all 3 of these are going to be very useful on this particular stage. And if you build her with attack and defense, you could actually get a little bit of damage out of her. And she also has a passive that kind of buffs her own HP. So it's not too bad. She's got a very good kit that's built really for this stage. Now her skill 2 is even better. Her skill 2 at silver and gold actually starts removing ult gauges, and it's AoE. So she depletes one ultimate move gauge AoE on her rank 2, and then on rank 3 she removes 3 ultimate move gauges. So this will be very helpful on the first wave, and of course also be helpful when you're taking on King in the second wave of these stages. Her ultimate, we're not going to really talk about it because it's kind of like meh. It's not really anything that I'm really too concerned with, or really saying that it's going to be that useful. It will put out a little bit of damage, but just not really something that you really need to worry about. It's her skill 1 and her skill 2, and with the assistance with like a Gowther, you're going to be doing a lot of just removing of ults and decreasing skills, and all of that is assisting your overall survivability and chances of winning, because you're going to be taking a lot less damage. So you're getting a lot of damage mitigation because of a Green Merlin and an Elaine, because they're basically crippling the enemy. And another cool thing that you can do in the back, a third unit you could run as a sub slot would be Jillian. Jillian increases HP, tribute allies HP by 30%. So you can run her back there, and then with Green Merlin barriers, you have a nice little bit of a tanky setup. So you have the barriers for a little bit of initial damage reduction, and then you have Jillian there to boost up all your character's HP, and that's also stacking with Elaine for herself, so she's getting like 45% additional HP for herself. So you can go ahead and run her with attack and defense and not worry about her having survivability in this stage. So you have quite a few options, guys. I hope that I was able to be helpful. There might be some other little hidden gems and little nuggets here that we could talk about, but I don't want to make the video too much longer. I think you guys get the idea. A mono green team or a team with Gowther in it is ideal and optimal. Hope you guys have the options that I listed, or at least some of them, so you can build somewhat of a team together. And if you need any further advice or any kind of help, you can go ahead and find that in our Discord in the description below. If you guys want to play this game in full screen mode on PC, go ahead and download BlueStacks via my link in the description below to go ahead and install the game and enjoy. And also, guys, we're going to be talking more about that tournament that we have going on for Grand Cross. We're almost at our 32 participants, so I can finally release the participant list very, very soon, and all that other good stuff here on the channel throughout the week. This is a very impactful week here for the channel. Lots of things going on, and I'm trying to cover it all at once, but whoo, it's getting crazy. But anyways, like the video if you did, comment below what you guys think. Hopefully, again, this was helpful. And that's pretty much it. So subscribe, take notifications, and I'm going to get out of here. Have a good one as always. Until next time, peace.